Hey everybody, Adam here, and as has become tradition, Saturday is Vintage Day. And this time we're back with a cool one. So this is Oath of Druids. So for anybody who follows me, who is a Legacy aficionado, Oath of Druids is the vintage equivalent of Show and Tell. So you build this blue control shell around some number of large creatures and the card Oath of Druids. For anyone who doesn't know what Oath of Druids does, I'll give you the quick summary because it is just a wall of text. Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses an opponent. If that opponent controls more creatures than the player resolving the Oath of Druids trigger, the player resolving the trigger flips cards from the top of their library until they flip a creature, put it into play, and everything else into the graveyard. So, that creates a whole series of things. One, you need to make sure your opponent has creatures. We do that with Forbidden Orchard. So Forbidden Orchard is a land originally from Kamigawa block that says tap, add a mana of any color. When you tap Forbidden Orchard for mana, target opponent gets a 1/1 colorless spirit token. Note, this spirit does not fly. Kamigawa had some cards that randomly made spirits that don't fly. Deal with it. So, Forbidden Orchard allows you to force Oath of Druids triggers. So, you give your opponent a creature, you go to your upkeep, trigger Oath of Druids, put in one of your idiots, and then proceed to the rest of your turn, where you function basically as a control deck. You'll see we have Preordains, Flusterstorms, Brainstorm, all your general blue restricted garbage, Force of Will. You've got some Force of Vigors, and Abrupt Decay, some Okos. You are this blue-green X control deck surrounding Oath of Druids and the accompanying package. Now, in this particular build, I am actually level 1 on Magic Online, aka Justin Gennari. This build plays only 2 creatures main to answer, or to search up with Oath. And that is 2 copies of Archon of Cruelty. Reason being, Archon is a great way to kind of dig yourself out of some stuff. You get value off it immediately, even if they remove it. It's pretty okay. In the sideboard, you do get 2 more Oath targets with 2 copies of Sarah's Emissary. You put this into play against like a Hate Bears deck or Dredge or whatever, and they just die. They can't do anything. So, that's pretty great. Finally, you do have these 3 Okos as kind of a backup plan. This is, hey, like, I can't find a copy of Oath of Druids, or you have wastelanded all of my Forbidden Orchards, I can't keep creatures in play, whatever. Cool, Oko, out, go. So, finally, one of the big things with Oath of Druids is that Oath of Druids puts a bunch of cards from your deck into your graveyard. So, what are you going to do to keep yourself from decking? Well, you play a copy of Gaia's Blessing. Because when Gaia's Blessing goes from your graveyard, or goes into your graveyard from your deck, shuffle it. You can also cast Gaia's Blessing to shuffle some number of cards. I think 3? From your graveyard into your library. So, the Gaia's Blessing here kind of serves as protection from decking. You also have Yawgmoth's Will, which is going to let you kind of recast some of your stuff to make sure you can kind of clean anything up or close the game when you need to. So if you needed to, say, cast your Gaia's Blessing to shuffle it back in, to shuffle some cards back in, great. If you need to cast a Time Lock to just take 1 extra turn to kill your opponent, you've already used your Time Lock, cool. Pernicious Deed to clean up all sorts of nonsensical Hate Bears. You've got options. In the sideboard, aside from the aforementioned Sarah's Emissaries, you've just got some more answers. You got some Nature's Claims to deal with stuff like Grafdigger's Cage. So the thing is, Grafdigger's Cage and things like Containment Priest stop you from being able to put your big dumb Oath targets into play. So what you do is use cards like Claim, Force of Vigor, Abrupt Decay, what have you, to just shut the whole process down. Nope. I'm gonna Oath whether you like it or not. Tabernacle, Needles, Oath, or Leyland of the Void, all of these things are for decks like Dredge. So you shut them down so that you can get your stuff online before they completely overrun you. You get your stuff online, put something like an Archon or in post-board games the Sarah's Emissary into play, and they just lose. Energy Flux for shops, or maybe decks like PO or something like that. Kind of really put the screws to their mana, make them either sack their whole board or constantly tie up their mana so they can't really interact with you. Hydroblast for the like rug and blue-red decks floating around out there. You can also use it to fight Pyroblast. And then Force of Negation to start dealing with some of the various other, again, fight counter wars, deal with opposing Force of Vigors and things of that nature, etc. So, that is the Oath list we're playing today, and without further ado, we'll get the show on the road. Thank you everyone for joining me this afternoon. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your Saturday afternoon with me. Oh. Hey. We won the die roll. I'm in. This is fine. This is fine. I will just play this and pass. I mean, yeah, you can probe me. That's okay. Opponent now staring at my hand going, huh. So kind of the beauty of this, right, is that, yeah, Mox is fine. Emerald also fine. Yep. Time Vault's in. Alright. So I can take this turn to jam Oath or keep up Dress down, because I'm going to need a way to beat Key, and I think I like that better, so I will just pass here. Note that I'm referencing Dress down here just as cantrip. Well, we found an Archon. Oh. Opponent just hard untapped Time Vault. Weird. Okay. Take an Underground Sea here. Play Strip Mine. Blue. Green. 1. Cast Oko. Mire. Sure. You know I have this. I would like to make your Time Vault into an Oak. So this is actually fine. This is kind of what I wanted. They're going to use Time Vault as a way to kill Oko. And then I'm going to use Oath of Druids. Yep. That's fine. Unclear. I'm here until such point as... That's fine. I'm here until such point as this league is finished. I actually have a Secret Santa event to go to later today. Sure. Things I don't care about for 1,000. Seems rad. I could just slam this deed here too. I think I want to use Oath while they have 2 things. Or while they have some number of things. Sure. Well, that's gas. Set stop. I'm gonna take one of these. Cast this. What do you got? Moto, please. Okay. This is fine. So what that says to me is that they really value dashing Ragavan. That pays red. Yep. Five. Sure. Opponent got a Trop. It's okay. Abrade their Time Vault. Yep. Demon Tutor. Orchard. Sick. Good game. We're gonna try. Thanks for the shout, Noah. I appreciate you dropping by. Yeah, we're definitely gonna try to make a good run of this. Opponent now has to find an answer to this Forbidden Orchard, because this Forbidden Orchard is just gonna give me the thing that I need. DT, yup. Oh. Tarn, sure. Okay. How many cards are we gonna flip? What do you think? Yes. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Our deck is still pretty stacked. This is great. Always go to Archon of Cruelty. Cast this. Cast this Preordain. Bottom. Bottom. Play a land. I think I am going to give them a creature. I think I am going to give them a creature. I don't think they can oath... No, they can't oath up anything that matters here. I have this dress down. I do want to respond to this oath trigger. Feels like yeah. Feel like there's no reason to give them the oath trigger. Alright, sure. Deal. That doesn't feel like it matters even a little bit. This does lead me to believe that the opponent is outcome. Ragman's fine. Yeah. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything, friendo. Yep. Ancestral's fine. This is a 6/6. So kind of the beauty of this right now is that, like, I don't actually need to trigger Oath anymore. Like, this is the only other Oath target in my deck. That's a Tinker. Sure. Yep, key's fine. I gotta figure out a way that we're beating this. I don't think we have a way to beat this. I think the answer might be wait for them to block and then dress down. This one. Okay. I will decline the Oath of Druids trigger. That's a good one. Don't hate that at all. Yep. A discard. Oh, that's gas. Dress down? Veil of Summer. We're gonna trade these off. Then what are we doing? I think we're just gonna pass and decay their Ragavan. Eventually we'll just be able to cast this. Green. Goodbye. You get a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, opponent has nothing. I will decline this Oath Trigger. Start by casting Ancestral on myself. That's a good one. Oh, nope. Brainstorm. Archon. Sure. I don't really want this Orchard. Play this Mox. This one I'll take. Yes, please. Hey! Opponent has had enough. Alright, so what do I want here? I very much... So opponent is on some nature of PO, so I like Flux. I don't hate Blast to fight their red stuff. And then... What are they playing for Graveyard Hate? Normally PO is on Lantern anymore, I think. Get max punished if they just, like, show me a Leyline of the Void. I don't think I'm in the business of Yogg-Will. That seems kind of questionable. What else can we cut here? This Decay feels like gas. The dress downs are fine. Not incredible, but fine. I do think I want some answers to Vault Key. That seemed like that was their plan pretty quickly. I also don't hate bringing in an Emissary. One cut. I think Vampiric Tutor sucks. I'm just really never that pleased with a lot of the top deck tutors, unless you're doing something absurdly busted, and this, like, Oath is on the more fair end of combo. We're on the... I'm keeping these Force of Vigors because I don't know if opponent is or is not on Leyline. And I think that this is still a solid answer to something like Time Vault. Yeah, I'm just gonna submit like this. The Force of Negation feels fine, but I don't think I want it more than I want any of this other stuff. I mean, this is almost like a mulligan already. It has an early decay, which I like a lot. I mean, I think this is a reasonable enough, like, control hand. Pearl is fine. Turn 1 dash Dragavan. Gross. Opponent flips Trop. That's fine. Alright. That's funny. Bro, you pay life. What does opponent have? Dak Faden, Ragavan, Blast, Force, Top? That seems fine. Like, I'm willing to let them have all those things. Cast Jet. Play Trop, Sigo. Top is fine. I do want to work towards doing something meaningful. Don't hate having the Mox here. Play my Mox. Opponent played Top. It's possible I was supposed to take Flux too, just because Flux is going to beat like all of their, or I was supposed to take the Orchard too because Flux is just going to beat all their stupid little incremental artifacts. I mean, it resolves. Goodbye, Dak Faden. It was nice knowing you. That's funny. I think I'm gonna preordain though. Yeah, and I want to try to get something going. That's something, alright. I'll put this Oko second from the top, so I get another land drop. That needs to tap for blue, please. It's gonna remove haste. That's what it's gonna do here. Yep. Fluster? Four copies? Ooh, opponent had their own Fluster. Okay. So Blast is gone, Dak is gone, the Ragavan got dashed in. I'm incapable of paying for Fluster. So now opponent's gonna get my Oko, but be unable to cast it. Yup. Do you have another Mana Sword? Yeah, you have Lotus. That's unfortunate. This Oko is going to be a little difficult to beat. My Decay is already gone. I do get to see fresh cards now, which is kind of great. Ragavan goes back to hand. Cast Flux. Draw with top, sure. Opponent has a bunch of artifacts they can't pay for. I have this mental misstep that's going to counter their Ragavan. Paid for food. My jet goes, their pearl goes. Yep, you evoked it. Yeah, I don't actually care about top. Sure. That one I care a little more about. I am going to pay this for life because Daze is a card that could just be in their deck. I do need to find answers to this stuff really quickly, or just an Oath of Druids. I'm just going to let this go. This is not a thing that's worth paying mana for. He says as he finds Force of Vigor. Rip. Okay. This saga is going to be a little problematic. Not going to lie about that. Take 3. Go to 6. That's fine. Elked. Lethal on board. Yep. That'll do the thing. Alright. So now, I'm pretty sure I want this Force of Negation. I think I want it more than I want a Force of Vigor. Deed can clear up a Leyline if I need it to. Do I want just a random Sarah's Emissary? It doesn't seem awful, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I like this. Okay. Play this. Play this. Cast Tutor. Get Ancestral Recall. Play this land. Set a stop in my opponent's upkeep. This will fetch now too because it doesn't hurt anything to do so. Grab Island. I'll fight back. Good, that's where we want that. Especially with the Brainstorm pitched. Alright. I need this to be Tropical Island. Cast an Oko. Brainstorm's fine. If I have to cast this Veil, I will use it. I will just use Oko to make a food. If I don't have to cast this Veil, I will... Yep. Turn this into a thing. Start the clock immediately.
We got a new song that kind of is self-titled song, and I think it
Yep.
does it best when it can be
Tutor's fine.
that you love. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing.
So, opponent's got a tutor to try to find their way out of this. I don't think they do that this turn. I'm just gonna make another idiot. I have 2 points of interaction with Veil of Summer and Fluster Storm. Mox is fine. Land. Lotus. It's a lot of spells, opponent. I'm gonna elk your Lotus. Sure. So what's the plan here? Opponent goes... This is going to get key. If they have Vault, we just lose. I don't really have a way to interact with that. I'm not going to even remotely try to pretend that I do. I'm just going to pass here with the interaction up that I do have. So this is a token. Yup, it's a 2/2. Sure. Just Needle the Oko? That'd be pretty funny. Needled Oko, sure. I don't know why when you could just, like, kill it pretty quickly. Oh, so you can just bash me, sure.
Alright guys, this song's called Crown Big Headlights.
There's another Saga, sure.
You can sing along if you want, whatever.
That's gas.
It'd be cool.
Cast this out the Druids? Yeah, we'll just pass.
Woke up this morning, she took all I had. My favorite fishing bowl and a 62 cat. Now she's gone. Oh, she's gone away. Can't feel the beat of a heart in my chest. Heart in my chest. Spent all my money and charged the rest. And now she's gone.
Yep. I'll take 5. I mean, yeah. So they're just on the plan of Saga me out. Yep, use Oath. It was like 1 card down, that's amazing. Yeah, that's... like, this hand is shaping up quite nicely. Make a token. I'm priced into blocking this turn. They do have Cage, okay. You know that I have to block. I'll trade with one of these. I will decline this Oath trigger. Nope. Time Walk's not a bad one. It's the kind of thing we want to do. Trying to find answers here. Once again, say no. I don't think this 2 life is really gonna matter. That does some things. It's about how many pieces of interaction does my opponent have. Yield the Orchard. Cast Pernicious Deed. X is 0. Opponent had another Saga, sure. There's a Mox. Doesn't really do much, but... okay. I guess what I'm really looking for here is just, like, Abrupt Decay. Their game plan is just to finish me with Saga. Strip mine. Strip them, force them to make, and then just die. It was really close. It was really close. I think pitching my Brainstorm in the early turns, trapping this Archon Cruelty, was pretty savage. And then opponent just, like, needle into Cage. Yep, that is unfortunate. Well, we were very close. But that is 0-1 playing Oath of Druids versus what very much appeared to be a PO deck. Could be like Blue-Red Regrixis Tinker. I suppose it could have been Rug, but we didn't see any green cards. which I guess is probably correct. But having top and vault key and crypts and citadel, it feels like opponent's deck contained the card Tinker or the card Paradoxical Outcome, if not both. But that's alright. We are... Like, that was a close one, and I think if at any point we draw, like, Abrupt Decay or another Force of Vigor, I think that cracks that match. Because we just get to Force of Vigor the... We get to actually... What would have been cute there is we strip the... We strip mine the Saga. In response, they make... Once they've made, we Force of Vigor on their upkeep, getting rid of the Construct and the Cage. Or just the the Needle on Oko. Like, getting rid of the Needle on Oko would have been great. And then we had, like, Force double Fluster plus Veil to protect. Just, like, absolutely go ham. So, that feels like it was a very winnable position. We needed to draw cards that we did not. Alright. I did kind of expect that queue times might be a little long today with the challenge going on, but that's okay. We'll just hang out in the meantime. Again, I do appreciate everyone coming to hang out this afternoon. There are lots of ways you could choose to spend your Saturday afternoon, but I appreciate that you choose to spend them with me. For those of you who follow the channel on a regular basis, I've been talking about some changes to my streaming schedule based on my new job. So the deal is going to be that I'm going to start going live probably somewhere around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays and Thursdays, whereas previously I have been going live at 6:30 p.m. With this new job, once I'm off of my training schedule, I will be working evening shifts. So I am going to just move everything back a few hours to kind of line up with that. If that makes you sad and you are unable to watch at the new allotted time, what I would say is I do upload pretty much everything to YouTube. My YouTube link is down below the video on the Twitch page. And then I do upload some additional content to the Swish Gaming page. So if you see that link down below to the, quote, team YouTube, I do upload there at least once a week. Turn 1, Tarn, Vampire Tutor. Yeah, like this just makes a quick oath. Lotus, sure. Four mana. I don't actually care about this stack, Faden. That's fine. Opponent is going to be so supremely sad that they pitched that priest. I want to draw either black or green Mox here. That's not black or green Mox, but it's pretty hot. Let's Strand, sure. Yeah. This is going to be an end-step vampiric tutor for the card Oath of Druids. Off of Underground Sea. And I think I'm now pitching... That's gas. Vamp tutor. Get Oath of Druids. Cast Ruby. Cast Forbidden Orchard. I will Force a Will this, pitching this Oko. That's why. Do you also have Flusterstorm? I mean, if you also have Flusterstorm, like, good on you, opponent. You had absolutely everything you could ever possibly want. Opponent does indeed also just have Flusterstorm. This. Ooh, 1, 3. That's hilarious. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Opponent just realized it too. Yeah, opponent noticed it after the fact. Opponent chose to fluster their Force of Negation and had 0 mana available to them. My Oath of Druids was resolving. Alright, so opponent is once again a Dakbane deck. I want Force of Negation. I want Hydroblast. I don't know if I want this Flux yet. I could see taking a Needle. I'm gonna get rid of Yogwill. Like, the likelihood that opponent is on Cage seems pretty high. I'm gonna cut a Force of Vigor. Trying to decide. I think I'm once again gonna cut Bamp and take Flux. I think I'm actually gonna wait on that. I don't know that opponent is the same deck. Actually, I know that opponent is Jeskai. I know that opponent is Jeskai. Because opponent discarded Containment Priest. So in that regard, I don't necessarily want Flux. I think I want to cut this Force of Vigor and bring in an Emissary. Because it is likely the opponent has Swords to Plowshares. This seems fine. Brainstorm resolves. I'm gonna cast a Mox. I'm gonna Brainstorm. I'm gonna put down Gaia's Blessing, Archon of Cruelty. Fetch, Trop, pass. Ooh, yikes. Opponent stuck themselves a little bit. Untap. Play this. Preordain. Bottom. Top, draw this Oko. Play another Trop. So I don't want another Preordain for any reason right now. Just gonna pass. That's fine. Huh? Yeah, I guess? Counter target spell, non-creature unless its controller pays 3. Sure. You're gonna leak me with this? No? So your Force of Will, Flusterstorm, another Malevolent Hunter, Treasure Cruise. Is this Wear Tear? This is Wear Tear. I'm gonna take this chance to Oko. They can Force and then Hunter. I can Fluster, Force, and then Veil should I need to. Veil something. I will Flusterstorm. Make a food. So opponent got rid of Force of Will. They pitched Flusterstorm. It will easy money just fire off this Force of Will if they try to take out. That's a wild thing for you to do. Yup. Neat. Alright, well... I was sure that opponent would try to play their hunter first, or at least, like, disturb the other one? Wild. Okay. Well, we're now 1-1 playing Oath. I will say that our last opponent's deck seemed rad. Like that, I don't even remember what it's called. The Malevolent Hunter or whatever. That card seems kind of neat. I think it's a really interesting effect in Vintage, because it is a soft counterspell, but it is a soft counterspell that beats things like Daze and Flusterstorm, because it's already in play. It's an effect. So that's interesting, and it gets around a lot of those things in the first place by being a creature. They can't force or negation it, they can't fluster it, so you just jam it to play, hold up 1 mana, and you're like, I'm a mana leak something. So that's kind of rad. Interesting. And it's 2 mana too, which means that it's like a totally reasonable thing to put into a Luris deck. So if you just jam a Luris into play, you recur this thing and just like mana leak a bunch of stuff all game long. That's wild. I think that's something worth exploring. The opponent wasn't on Luris, but that is something that I'm interested in exploring now, because that card and Luris seem very, very strong together. Noted. Rad. Gonna visit that later, because that seems like a really cool thing to be doing in Vintage. Just a bunch of really annoying hate bears that all like do all sorts of crazy things, and you can just rebuy them with Luris forever. Stuff with sack effects. Very intrigued. But 1-1's alright. Like, I haven't played Oath of Druids. Oh dear. Last time I played it, it was a Grizzlebrand deck. Last time I really seriously like took any interest in it, it was playing Sun, Titan, and Saheeli Rai. So, it has been quite some time since I was actively looking at Oath of Druids lists. This one feels pretty good. Opponent having Containment Priest and then just like throwing it away to their Dak Faden was pretty rough. Good afternoon, Travis. How are you? I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Definitely interesting. So, take this time to let everybody know, if you're new to the channel, and this is your first time tuning in, you like what you see, welcome. My name is Adam, I'm a member of Team Swish from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I stream 3 times a week on this channel, usually Tuesday and Thursday evenings, and then Saturday early afternoon. Usually the schedule looks something like Legacy on Tuesdays, various things on Thursdays, and then Vintage on Saturdays. I play all sorts of things from Hate Bears to Combo to blue control decks. You will not often find me playing like shops in Vintage or Mud style decks. I do have a penchant for the Legacy Curses deck. Repo Cheap is Good People. They've put in a lot of work on that deck, and I think it's very good. So I played that a few times on this channel. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit follow. Again, that is the best way to get all notifications. I have been made aware by my ever so kind wife that Twitter and other various social media outlets are awful about letting you know when I post things, because I usually post at least twice on a day that I'm going to go live, giving times and what we're going to be doing. My wife has frequently let me know that sometimes she will not get those notifications until the following day. So, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, the best way to do that is hit the follow button and follow the channel. If you don't often find yourself able to watch live streams, but you are interested in what I'm doing here, then I would say your best option is to go down below in my Twitch bio and check out my YouTube channel. I upload just about every stream to YouTube with pretty minimal editing. One, because I'm not great at editing, and two, because I want you to see as much of the process as possible, my decision making and everything, because I think that is useful for people who are trying to learn formats through content. I know that I personally learned Vintage and Legacy by absorbing a copious amount of content online, and I think that that is the kind of content I want to create for people, is stuff that shows people the thought process, even if it's wrong. At least that way you understand where a person's decision-making process was at when they did what they did. So, follow the channel if you want to catch me live, or go over to YouTube and follow the YouTube channel, or subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hey, we won a die roll. This doesn't do anything. This is questionable at best, but I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to ship one of these Forbidden Orchards. What are we working with? That seems like gas. That is Sphere of Resistance. Workshop. They're not doing anything though, right? Cool. Crucible, yep. Crypt, Ruby, Crucible, Sphere, Workshop. Spin Saint is Wasteland Urza Saga. So this is an end-step Vampiric Tutor for Oath of Druids, then play Forbidden Orchard, cast Oath of Druids. Saga's fine, don't care about it. I'm sorry, opponent, you have died. Vamp. Oath. Orchard. Oath of Druids. Always yield. Place Oath of Druids in play. Travis, I'll need to talk to you at some point. We have started the Swish Commander series. We started filming those. What do you want to wasteland, friend? That's fine. We started filming the Team Swish Commander series. Stay tuned if you follow Team Swish. Stay tuned in the Swish YouTube channel. There is a premiere date set for the first episode of that. And we're pretty excited. You. Okay. Use Oath of Druids ability. Yes. Always yield to Archon. Alright. Gonna play this Mox. Because I want the mana. Trying to decide. I could Demonic Tutor for Lotus. I don't hate that at all. Demonic Tutor for Lotus. Oh, that doesn't work. I need more mana than I have. I think I'm going to set a stop on my turn. I'm going to give you a creature because I don't want you to Oath. And then I will once again get to Oath. That's hilarious, Travis. Okay. Yeah, so we plan on doing a CEDH episode, and I don't really Commander, let alone CEDH. So I'm very interested. This is hilarious. I don't really Commander, let alone CEDH. So I am very much intrigued by the notion of picking your brain about deck lists. Do you have a main deck Cage? I will be very upset if you have a main deck Cage. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. That's a Lotus, sure. Don't care about that. There's another Saga, sure. I think it's cute that that's your plan. Karn the Great Creator, sure. Mox the shit off. It doesn't matter. Get Bridge? I mean, I would love to, like, if that's your plan is to get Bridge. This is gonna be pretty funny. Rule of Law, Big Thalia. That's hilarious. Oh, Cage. Sure. Yeah, you got a thing. I'll take 7. This, okay. No thanks. That's hilarious. I just kill Karn this turn. I'm gonna take out the Saga Machine. Take out the Construct Machine. Opponent's gonna lose a thing. Free this up.
Everybody's watching now.
I'm just dead.
Where your next move is.
Unfortunate. Yikes. Okay. Flusterstorms can go. They don't do anything. Veil of Summer, also bad. Sarah's Emissary is gas. Flux is very good. Negation's good. Donate 2 needles. What else? Misstep, pretty bad. I think just assembling Oath as quickly as humanly possible is like one of the most ridiculous things I can do in this matchup. I mean, yeah, Travis, that does seem like the way that works out. Dress downs, time walk. Do I not need all these needles? I kind of want one as a way to answer like sagas and stuff, but I guess I have dress downs, I have Oko, Force of Vigor. Oh, I think I'm supposed to claim. Am I supposed to claim? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to claim instead of needle. I could cut Abrupt Decay. I'm gonna cut one of the Archons, I think. Claim. Because I think that if I put a Sarah's Emissary into play, they just lose. Like, they can just never win the game. That seems like gas. Like, it really just does. Sure. I would love to play first. Regrow Black Lotus. Preordain. Four mana. I could just get this Oath of Druids in play. Green, Oath. That feels like the line we want to live. There's a Forbidden Orchard to force the issue. Nice, Travis. Workshop. I mean, yeah, I accept. That's fine. It doesn't actually do anything. This one I have responses to. I would love to activate Oath of Druids. Name artifact. Play my Mox. That's fair. Yeah, Travis, I would say definitely stay tuned for the first episode of the Switch Commander thing. It was pretty great. You got it. That doesn't matter at all. You're just making this worse for yourself. Tabernacle. Uh-huh.
No one's been preaching for me to go this way. Stabilize, I'll show them everything that we've seen here.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Always yield the Archon trigger? Hooray! We're doing it!
Broken dreams and what they seem just a lesson to learn. So take on what you know and run away. For tomorrow will not ever come until we're through today.
Tropical Island? Claim? You can have a creature. Yay! We did it! Opponent played a Tabernacle and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, pay for this thing. Make another thing. Alright. What else are we wanting? Anything? I don't think I want anything necessarily different, like maybe I need this other claim. I feel like we're probably fine. Run this back. This is Flux. Keep. Three ball me. I'm ready for it. That doesn't matter. Yeah, that's great. I'm so very in. Saga? I'm gonna make a turn 1 Oath of Druids. I hope that's okay, opponent. Opponent makes a Tolarian Academy. Yes, I don't even need to play Orchard yet. This is rad. like, I'm gonna note right now, right? Like, this does open me up to null rot effects. Like, by playing this, if opponent just goes like null rod wasteland, go. Like, that is rough. But I think that this is inherently good for me. I think that being able to hide this Forbidden Orchard to make opponent think that they're in control of when and how I oath is important. Okay. What do you got, opponent? You show me the Crucible. There's an Urza Saga. That's your land drop per turn. Sure. Bridge. Yes. Reasonable. I have ways to beat that bridge and you know it. Yes. Artifacts. Oh, and I hit the Gaia's Blessing already. That's so good. That's less good. I'm gonna flux you. GLHF, opponent. This feels like about as rude as it could possibly get. Yeah, like, you don't get to oath. Here's all this stuff. Some number of these things die. Okay. Fault's gone? Like, does opponent realize that this has just made their Tolarian Academy, like, a whole lot worse for next turn? Because, like, it definitely did. Sure. Wasteland, yes. I accept. You wastelanding me? 3 mana. Another Crucible, sure. You've shown me a bunch of things I don't think matter at all, but that's fine. Okay. I will not pay for this Mock Sapphire. I will cast Play Forbidden Orchard. If I find claim, I found claim. Bottom, top. Claim this bridge. I will always yield the Forbidden Orchard. I feel like opponent's plan here is just to use this Saga to tutor up Cage, like that's gonna be the thing that wins this game. It's not. Promise. 1, 2. Your Tolarian Academy is a soul land. Like that's fine. This Golos is dead. Goodbye, Golos. Search your library. Yup. Is your plan to, like, replay Saga, or... Nice. 4 mana. Forge. Yup. Like, I don't... Yo, what's going on? How are you, friendo? Good to see you. Glad you could join us today. We're currently 1-1 with Vintage Oath. We lost to what I'm pretty sure was either Grixis Tinker or PO. And then we beat, I don't know, some Jeskai deck. That's fine. You got it. Nothing you've shown me matters yet, opponent, so, like, this is all fine. You can deal 1. That's a thing you're allowed. 1, 2, 3. And a preordain. I'm gonna claim Forge here. Getting their engine out of play feels like it's very good for me. And this sets up another Oath trigger for next turn. I'm also really okay if opponent wants to pay 2 mana to keep their Lotus around, because I just don't think that's a thing they want to do. Pay for Lotus. Lose Crucible? I'm cool with that. This is so good. This is just the Abyss versus Shops, and it's rad. 5 mana. Yes. Resolves. You've guaranteed an Oath trigger, and I love it. Tabby? Like, what are you getting here? I'm really not sure what... I don't think there's a land that gets you out of this. Is this where you search your library and confirm my suspicions and then concede? Another workshop. That feels like a thing that doesn't matter at all. I accept. I will take 2. You? Okay. Yes, please. Just gonna name creature here. This one? Like, I just don't understand how you get out of this in any meaningful amount of time. You've not left yourself Karn as a valid top deck because you... I guess, like... What? Okay. Yeah. So the line there, I guess, for them was Ancient Tomb. They go to 1. Then that pays for Lotus. Then their Academy plus Lotus pay for Karn. Then the 2 workshops pay for Lattice. But, like, I still just win through that. I have 2 flyers. Yeah, I just don't think there was an out for the opponent there. Alright, well, we're now 2-1 with vintage Oath of Druids. I mean, Oath is just this big, hilarious control deck that just goes, here's a big idiot. I didn't invest any real mana. Like, it's just here. Is that cool? Like, the amount of stuff you have to do is so minimal. And then you're just, like, stop your opponent from doing anything they want to do. Like, this deck always feels, like, kind of strong. Even when, like, it's not particularly good. Oh, yeah, so you actually just missed it. So I'm going to evening shifts. So as of Tuesday, I'm going to be working until 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard. So what that means is that I'm going to start going live at like 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So, good news for you, you might not miss as much as you think. Because, yeah, I got the news, like, midweek that was going to be my schedule. So, with getting that news, I started, like, trying to figure out what my plan was, if I was going to stream early AM or stream late evening. I'm just going to start streaming late evening. So, it'll be the same days of the week, but then the Tuesdays and Thursdays will just be shifted back to later times. We won the die roll again. Sure? Only good news! Congratulations on the new job, friendo. Pearl? I'm just gonna cast this Oath of Druids. So if opponent doesn't have creatures, the game plan is going to be for Tropical Island to cast Preordain to start looking for... Ooh. Favorite ice cream flavor? I think my favorite ice cream flavor is probably... Ooh. Like normal everyday is everywhere ice cream flavor is probably going to be cookie dough. I am a big fan of cookie dough ice cream. Bottom. This. Go. Excuse me. Yeah, like normal everyday ice cream flavor is cookie dough. I'm a big fan of a lot of the weird, like, Ben & Jerry's stuff. So, like, I don't do dairy, so, like, it's been a lot of their non-dairy stuff recently. But, like, a lot of that is absolute gas. Dude, that's rad! Yeah, and actually Hudsonville's non-dairy stuff is actually, like, pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is green. Blue. Oko. Sick. So opponent is clearly on... That's so rad. Congratulations. I'm super happy for you. Like, I'm glad that you found something, and I'm glad you found something so cool. Because I know that, like, I know that you loved what you did before, but I also know that you weren't exactly happy with the way it's structured. Opponent showed me Ghost Quarter and Strip Mine, so I have a sneaking suspicion they're either mono white or Shops. If opponent is mono white, I don't necessarily want a Force of Negation, but I kind of want Tabby. If opponent is Shops, then I absolutely want Force of Negation and Flux. I think either way, Veil of Summer's bad, these Flusters are bad. I think I'll take Flux either way, then I have 2 slots. I think I'll take Force, and I'll snap up Needle, just kind of hedge my bets. This is Ancestral Recall. Here. I think I'm just gonna pitch this Oko with this Force of Will. Okay, so this is mono white. Tropical Island, Mox Pearl, Time Walk. This Caracas is so bad for you, friend. Ancestral myself. Lotus. Crack for black. Tutor. Get Oath. Oath of Druids. I will just force a removal spell on the Spirit token. Not gonna lie to you. Once upon a time, yes. That's a pretty hard Force of Will target too, I'm not gonna lie to you. Opponent's trying to decide if they wasteland me now. Oh, Elvish Spirit Guide. That's interesting. Goodbye. Got it. So opponent is definitely on some sort of Hate Bears deck. I think I might cut Fluxes. Cut the Flux. Cut Force of Vigors. Yes, please. I think this one's gonna name Instant. This is hilarious. Green, white, black. I will gladly take 2. I don't care at all.
I got plenty about me that you don't know. I got skulls and bones in the closet of my break room broken.
Yes, please.
But everybody's got something.
Always go to Archon of Cruelty trigger.
So when you point that finger of judgment at me,
Good talk. Oh, this deck is kind of hilarious. So we're now 3-0 playing Archon Oath. Again, the first one versus whatever, PO or Tanker or whatever, I think it was super beatable. We got a little unlucky. And because we got a little unlucky, like, opponent got to creep ahead. Like, opponent was playing into our oaths, but we just didn't piece together the stuff that mattered in a meaningful amount of time. I wonder if... Part of me wonders if it's, like, some number of these Sarah's emissaries are just supposed to be main. Because every time I put this card into play, it just feels absurd. Like, I can just shut off whatever opponent is doing. So, Oath of Druids is a combo control deck. The easiest clarification, Joe, is think of this like the vintage equivalent of Show and Tell. So you're a deck with with cantrips and Force of Will and like a bunch of like tutors and ways to manipulate cards and counter spells and stuff like that, answers to things. And then your game plan is just to put an Oath of Druids into play. And Oath of Druids says, whenever, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, choose an opponent. If that opponent controls more creatures than you, flip cards from the top of your library until you flip a creature, put that into play. Then put everything else in your graveyard. So, Oath of Druids just flips cards from the top of your library, and the big, kind of the enabler, if you will, is Forbidden Orchard, which is a land from Kamigawa block that taps for a mana of any color, but when you tap it for mana, it gives your opponent a 1/1 colorless non-flying spirit. So the deal there is that you give them a spirit in their end step, untap, Oath trigger, find some big dumb. Historically, there have been a lot of different targets for Oath. So, like, there was a version of Oath that played for Runescarred Demons, because when Runescarred Demon ETBs, you demonic tutor, so you could tutor for whatever your hand was missing at the time. Or set up another Oath that specifically allowed you to not put a bunch of cards in your bin. So you just eventually put like 4 Runescarred Demons into play and just be like 20, 20, 20 over and over again. So like obviously there was like a pretty like Show and Tell-ish variant that was Grizzlebrand and Emrakul the Aeon's Torn deck. My favorite of the bunch, and the last time I was really involved with the Oath of Druids archetype, was when Saheeli Rai came out in Kaladesh. You would play Sun Titan and Saheeli Rai, and basically your Oath of Druids would enable Splinter Twin. Right? Saheeli copies Titan, Titan brings back a second Saheeli Rai, Legend Rule, keep the fresh one, copy again, do the thing, do the thing, do the thing. Infinite hasty artifact Sun Titans. So that was pretty rad. They've played Archon of... there's a mono-white Archon of the Triumvirate or something. I can't remember what it's called. It's basically creatures can attack you. So it's just this big white idiot flyer that says creatures cannot attack you specifically. So there was a version of Oath that played that when the metagame was super creature heavy. And like, you've always been blue-green X, because obviously you need green for Oath of Druids, and then you want blue for all of the permission and ancestral recall and power and stuff like that. So what it turns into is, what is your third color? And the third color has varied historically, right? Is it red for Saheeli Rai and Pyroblast and Ancient Grudge? Is it white for Swords to Plowshares, Balance, and things of that nature? Is it black for Tutors and Abrupt Decay? And so the third color varies, but you are always this blue-green X combo control deck. So, yep, pre-MH2, I believe that we were Grizzlebrand pile, and what your other target was varied. sometimes it was Emrakul, and sometimes it was the Archon that I can't remember. Let me look that up real quick. Ignore this. It is Blazing Archon. That's the one. Creatures can attack you. So Blazing Archon was another one of your Oath targets historically. But that is kind of a relic. It was something that you could do against like Dredge. Won the die roll, that's good for us. This feels fine. I can just turn 1, Mox Tarn, go. Or I can turn 1, Mox Underground, see Demonic Tutor for... I'm gonna keep this regardless. I think the line is Mox Tarn, go. Yeah, like, your Oath targets are always kind of metagame dependent.
CDC report suicide attempts rose 51% since 2020.
Alright. This one. So this is Demonic Tutor, go get Oath of Druids. So another cute thing that I haven't addressed yet is the fact that Oko, not only does Oko just slot into this deck as a blue-green X control deck, but Oko also slots into this deck because it is a way to force your opponents to have creatures. I'll say, if you Ancestral here, I will easy Fluster. It's not close. Wow. Opponent's hand is stacked with interaction. That's for sure. Grab Trop. Cast Oath. Gonna force back here. Opponent is flustering. I'm just gonna let their fluster resolve and then fluster their force. The reason to do that being to preserve my own sanity, to be honest with you. Oath of Druids is in. That's fine. Scalding Tarn, go. Oh, Scalding Tarn mocks Ruby. Tundra. Time Vault, sure. I can regrow Demonic Tutor here, and then Tutor for Orchard. Okay. Yeah, that seems correct. We had an opponent earlier who actively, like, chose to hard untap Time Vault, which I think is terrible when your opponent is on Oath of Druids. Giving the Oath deck an extra turn for no reason is pretty bad. 3 mana. Is this Dak Fade? Tinker, sure. Tinker for Citadel? It feels like it's gotta be Tinker for Citadel. Opponent's trying to kill here. Oh, there's Tinker for Key. I'm gonna make opponent show me something that actually kills me here. I will make opponent show me a kill condition. The reason I will make opponent show me a kill condition is because I actually want to see how their deck wins. Because seeing how they win will affect the way I sideboard. I mean, yeah, you can take all the turns you want. I'm not gonna... Nothing you've shown me yet, like, actually terrifies me. Like, you get to take infinite turns. You're gonna draw a bunch of cards, and... Okay. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna concede just because you have infinite turns. Like, this isn't doing anything. Snapcaster Mage target Ancestral Recall. Okay. That is a kill condition. That with infinite turns and the contents of my hand is a kill condition. I will concede to that. So opponent looks to be on Esper of some sort. Unsure what. I think I want Emissaries for that reason. I think I will cut a Force of Vigor. I think Dress Down is pretty mediocre. Deed seems fine. Deed just does stuff against basically everything. Needle is, like, reasonable, but I haven't seen anything specific I want to Needle yet. I'm sure opponent is a little irritated because, like, I made them show me something that actually attacks for damage. But by seeing that they're Esper and they're a Snapcaster deck, that tells me, like, things that matter to them. This is likely to be something that matters. Like, this naming Planeswalker in this matchup is going to be very real. One of these names Planeswalker, one of these names Instant. And then I think that, like, opponent just can't win the game. I would love to play first. This is 2 Oath targets in the opening hand. I have to mulligan this. Ship this down. This hand is really weak. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, this hand is exceptionally weak. But I don't think that mulliganing to 4, or 5 or 4 in a control mirror is a thing that you want to be doing. I think I'm just gonna jam this Oath of Druids onto the stack. Top is fine. Oh, this is even better. I don't have to show the opponent the orchard yet. By not showing opponent the orchard until after Oath resolved, it lets opponent think that they're the one in control of when this Oath triggers. They are not. I have a Forbidden Orchard. Vamp Tutor, sure. Upkeep Vamp says that you think you have an answer to whatever's going on here. Is this Cage? Okay. I will give you this creature. I'm gonna keep this Oko as pitch card for force. This keeps the opponent from oathing. In case anyone was curious as to why this keeps opponent from triggering Oath of Druids. I wanted them to spend their mana before I did that, because then they couldn't answer the token that I give them. And I want to be very, very in control of the number of tokens that my opponent gets. That's a Saga, so if opponent is on Grafdigger's Cage as an option to beat Oath of Druids, Mana Bolt's fine. I don't care about that. I'm not obligated to counter that right now. That's actually kind of hilarious. That Time Vault doesn't particularly matter. Yes, please. Name instant.
I'm leaving town, I'm leaving today. Got me my fishing pole and ice chest on its way. No vacation.
This feels pretty gas, not gonna lie.
So I just called in 6 cents cruise pay. Got me a few brews and a little barbecue now. My fold-up chair sitting in the shade. You know I ain't got the time 'cause I've been wasting it all out where that river was calling my name.
I do have Hardcast Force up, which is actually pretty rad. And Hardcast Force also triggers the Oath. I lied. This will fizzle the oath trigger.
Now good old Everett got to thinking about that boss man something fierce. He said that boss man, he's been slaving me away. And when that boss man, he told Everett to pull another double shift, he said, you know, I don't think I'll feel so good today.
This is gonna get them key.
He weren't city-fied now, never really paid it no mind. He said them city slickers move way too fast. Now you can just go on about your business and really doing nothing at all. I'd rather be dirty sitting barefoot in the grass.
Out where that river's calling my name. I said that river's been calling my name. I left my troubles back in town a few country miles away. When I heard
So the plan now is I want to hit another Sarah's Emissary named Creature, and I don't think they have a real way to win. Opponent agrees they're pretty stuck. Awesome. So I do need answers to Vault Key. I guess I have Abrupt Decay. I've got to think about what else I want. Yogwill seems of questionable value. I think I will take a Nature's Claim. I'll cut a Vamp Tutor. I'm not in a hurry in this matchup. I'll take another Nature's Claim. And I'll hit Submit. Yeah, this is a turn 1 Oath of Druids. I can wait until turn 2 and have Fluster back.
you got all them fancy things
I will keep this.
in that big old trophy house. And all you ever really wanted was a little bit more. And then more turned into more, turned into more.
Opponent knows our secrets.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of money. But it might do you some good if you went hungry now. See, round here the greedy man ain't nothing but a fool, and his money ain't nothing but a cemetery tool. Around here the greedy man is just one.
That's a Saga, sure.
Around here, the greedy man is you.
Ruby, yes.
Yeah, the greedy man is you.
Opal, sure. Soul Ring? Yep. Preordain. I want neither of these things. That's not a bad one, not gonna lie to you. Mox. Mox.
So let you
I will say go.
secret. There ain't nothing you won't worth keeping. Rat racing for a bunch of
So opponent's on Vault Key. Like that's their game plan. By showing me all this mana, by showing me Urza Saga as their first land, their game plan is just to Vault Key me out of this game.
pockets as deep as the grave you in, but them pockets won't save you from the end, my friend. And now there ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of money,
But I'm actually not that scared of Vault Key.
but it might do you some good if you went hungry now. See, round here the greedy man ain't nothing but a fool, and his money ain't nothing but a cemetery tool. Around
They're just gonna pass.
it just won't do, and around here, the greedy man is you.
That's about the best draw on the planet. I will Ancestral myself. I'll pay life for Probe. What's in opponent's hand? Oh, they have the key. Oh, and they have Disenchant. Okay. I don't think that actually matters. I can just beat my way through that. So opponent cannot pay for this Flusterstorm. 1, 2, 3. They do have Vault Key assembled, but they'll have to spend 1 in their upkeep. I guess I just gave them the pressure, which is kind of unfortunate. There's a 4/4. Yup. Let's see if opponent does what I think they're gonna do. If they take the line of upkeep Vamp for Time Vault, we're in trouble. If they don't take the line of upkeep Vamp for Time Vault, then I think we're actually okay. We're in their upkeep. Oh, they just passed through. That's so good. Yeah, this doesn't matter. And because opponent didn't do the thing here, this is actually so good for us because then we just get to like decay their first piece of combo. Oh, this is hot fire actually. Opponent really messed this up. We were just dead this turn. Opponent still knows a reasonable chunk of our hand, and they know we were just dead this turn. We're casting Key, that's fine. I'm gonna take 8 here. Yes. This is so hot. Like, opponent botched this whole thing, and because they botched this, like, we're in such good shape. They discard Narset, so we know the 2 cards in their hand are Vamp Plus. I'm actually gonna probe here first. That's not what I wanted. Green, blue, 1. I'm gonna Ulk this construct. By Ulking this construct, it becomes a 3/3 and shrinks the other one to a 6/6. They're gonna top. This is actually pretty gas. Opponent's in such bad shape. Like, we have an uncounterable answer. This one's at me, this one's at me. I'll trade this off. Underground Sea, sure. Yes, please. Instant. I've now shut off the Swords to Plowshares that I know is in your hand. Gonna brainstorm here. This back. Put second Oko back. I'm gonna elk the key now. What's your plan here? Spin top. They're trying to find some way to do something meaningful here. Yeah, this feels very, very good for me. So I know that opponent has Swords to Plowshares. And then I know that opponent has Vamp. And so opponent can't Vault Key me. They're gonna spin top. I can Force of Vigor using Forbidden Orchard, blow up Divining Top, Soul Ring. That'll shut off Mox Opal. Actually, I probably just Soul Ring Mox Ruby. Like, I want to hit top, but I'm never going to hit top in a meaningful way. Misstep. One, two. This one. This one. Green. Green. Do this now while they're spinning top. They were trying to find an answer to this misstep. Now I'm going to press the issue. They're going to draw a card. Deal. So, I know for a fact there's an Archon coming next turn. Yeah, I think that I'm pretty well in control of this at this point. That's gone. What's your game plan, opponent? Cool. Oath trigger. Yes. Flip this Archon into play. Yield. I imagine the sword spirit goes. The plow goes. This will keep them from triggering my oath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another blue. I don't have to tap the orchard if I don't want to. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Mystical Tutor. Yes. Tutor can just resolve. I have Fluster, I have Force of Will. Opponents look ancestral, sure. So the plow's gone, I know that. Force of Will. Hey! Let's go! So, that, everyone, is a 4-1 playing Vintage Archon Oath. Feels pretty good, not gonna lie to you. Like, this feels gas. I do kind of wish that at least one of the Sarah's emissaries was main. But I think this deck overall feels pretty fantastic. This might be one of the better vintage decks for my playstyle that I think we played on the channel. I'm pretty happy with this. And since this is the first time in a while, let's open some chests. Why not? So let's fire this off and see what we find. Magus of the Scroll and 20 play points. Okay. It's a Stone Hewer Giant and 10 more play points. Cool. Up to 2 leagues for the play points. Let's go. Is an Underworld Dreams and 25 play points. Curse of Shaken Faith and 10 play points. Last one. Big money, no whammies. Storage Matrix. I know that sees a reasonable amount of commander play. Is that something that's like worth real world money? Let's go. Goat bots. Storage Matrix. Absolutely not. It's looks like we hit a bunch of whammies, in fact. So, I mean, that's still cool. Couple leagues worth of play points. Yeah, couple more QPs. We're slowly but surely creeping our way up towards a real human amount of oh, that's right. This just resets. This is our first 2 QPs in this set. But alright, everybody, that is going to do it for me for today. I will be back Tuesday evening, probably 10:30. Stay tuned to social media for that announcement, or watch for the notification from Twitch. Like I said, it'll be 10 or 10:30, kind of figuring that out still. But yeah, should be a good time. And more importantly, Tuesday is going to be my birthday. So we're going to do something cool for a birthday stream. So, stay tuned for that. And everybody, you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Cheers, everybody.